Psalm 72 ends book 2, and it says this: the prayers of David, the son of Jesse, are ended. Okay? And the problem is, the prayers of the son of Jesse are not ended, because if you look in book 3 and 4 and 5, we have more Psalms of David. Okay? There's a reason for this. The editor is putting these together, and that's what he had for that particular section. At that particular section, it was the last one for David. So when you put it all together in the Tehillim, in the Psalter, it doesn't work out. Okay? It worked out for what he had in front of him, but it didn't work out when he went to put this, but he couldn't change it. He's not allowed to just say, well, I can toss that out. So he has to put that in there, even though when you're reading the Psalms chronologically, they're not chronological. Okay? They're theological. And notice how Psalm 73 begins, a psalm of Asaph. And then how does Psalm 74 begin? A contemplation of Asaph. Psalm 73 and 74 go together. They're both from Asaph. Okay? Psalm 75 is not a psalm of Asaph. Okay, so you have these two psalms of Asaph. So here at the beginning of the Psalter, Psalm 1 and 2, Psalm 42, 43, Psalm 73, 74, they go together. Read these in tandem. That's how they were intended to be read. Okay, and so the Psalter is put together with a very intentional redactional structure, leading us to a point, a theological point. What's the theological point? Here it is. Our God reigns. Our God is king and he reigns. That's what this is leading to. Psalm 1 basically hinted at this. I mean, more than just hinted at this. We have in Psalm 2 this king who sits on the throne, who the nations rage against. But who is this king? Is it David? Yes. Is it David? No. Is it David? Yes. Is it David? Not really. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because it goes beyond David. It is David and much more than David. It is this greater David who is coming. Okay, we're going to keep talking about David because he is the king par excellence. He is the king. But there's a king beyond the physical David. David just represents the kingship. But the point is that the Psalms are structured in such a way as to lead us to, now remember how Psalm 1 talks about the Torah. Because how is the king going to rule? He is going to rule by the commandments of the Torah. Okay, so Psalm 1, blessed is the man who delights in his Torah and meditates on it day and night. So then let's go to the end of book 4, end of book 3. End of book 3. We come to Psalm 89 is the end of book 3. Notice how it ends. Blessed be the Lord forever and ever. Amen and amen. And why 5 books? They tell us 5 books of the Psalms, just to mimic the 5 books of the Torah. Okay, just as Moshe had 5 books, Melech David, King David, will have 5 books. Well, Psalm 90 opens this way. A prayer of Moses, the man of God. What do you know? We're right back to Moses. We're right back to Moses. Why? Because he's the one, in essence, he's the name associated with the giving of the Torah, of the commandments. And how does Psalm 92 open? A song for the Sabbath. Psalm 92 says, a song for the Sabbath day. And in this section, it mentions Moses. How many times do you think it will mention Moses? It's going to mention Moses 7 times. Moses becomes the key here. Okay? Have a lot of key figures. David, Moses. We never get away from those two. Those 2 individuals, Moses giving me the Torah, David giving me the Psalms and the Proverbs and the this wisdom literature. I have the Torah and I have the king. Psalm 1 and Psalm 2. Torah, king. It's always about the Torah, it's always about the king. Because the king speaks, and when the king speaks, that's his commandments. Ergo, we have Torah. So they're all going to continue, it's going to continue to orbit around David and the Torah. And the Psalms, my point is this, the Psalms are not a random, haphazard, just thrown together piece of literature. They are intentionally designed to lead us to a conclusion and to move us towards a concept. And that concept eventually comes out in the Lord reigns. Now, if you go to Psalm 93, right after we've had Psalm 92, a song for the Sabbath. Psalm 93 starts out, the Lord reigns. Psalm 94, Psalm 95, 96, 97, the Lord reigns. This is the epicenter of the Psalms. Your God reigns. He is king. And he manifests himself, his kingship is manifest in the Davidic rule. Well, he will reign